All right, good morning. So it is the 11th of April. It is Monday morning now. We are looking at today the dollar index. We've seen some move. Is the dollar going to continue towards the 100 mark? Let's look at that. We'll be looking at the Aussie dollar and also the Kiwi dollar. We've seen some early morning moves there. Looks like it might continue, but let's go through some details about the Aussie and the Kiwi dollar. With that said, let's go through the news as well. If you are watching us on YouTube, this is recorded live, doing a live Zoom session here for our Traders Club members. If you haven't joined the Traders Club already, make sure you click on the link below, join up with Traders Club. You can join this session live. Traders Club members, please feel free to put it into the chat if you have any questions about what we're just discussing. We can go through in a bit more details and explain that. With Traders Club members as well, remember that we do have our sessions on Tuesday and Thursday nights where we'll be going through into more detail, into a shorter time frame, the H1 and possibly even the M15 trades and trade opportunities. During the currency call here, we'll be looking at trades on the H4 time frame, a bit of a longer term trade, medium to longer term trades. So with that said, just quickly again, a quick disclaimer, any information shared in this video is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion on views of myself. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. So looking at the news here, just doing a quick review on Friday. We were talking about the CAD employment numbers. Unemployment rate for the CAD dropped quite a bit as we expected, from a 5.5, expected a 5.4. What actually came about was a 5.3. So because of that, we actually saw some movements in the CAD, but the unemployment change didn't happen as we expected. I was actually anticipating more than a 77.5, actually had less than that. So we actually saw, together with the dollar index gaining strength, or dollar gaining strength, we saw the CAD push a little bit higher from that point, from the low point of 1.25. So what else can we look forward to? Just early this morning at 9:30, a couple of hours before this call, we had the hang on, just before this call, we had the Chinese CPI number was a 0.9%, expected a 1.3, came out at a 1.5. So Chinese CPI, or Chinese inflationary numbers, climbing as with everyone, as with every other country across the world. So we are seeing inflation increase across the board now. As this inflation number increased for the Chinese, we actually saw the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar drop because of that. Bearing in mind, today we are looking at the Aussie and the Kiwi dollar. What else could happen? Later today, we do have the pound, so not going to affect the Aussie and the Kiwi too much. But what you have to pay attention to is tomorrow, we do have the US CPI number month on month to be released. Was a 0.8%, expected a 1.2. So we are looking at, again, inflationary or CPI numbers, or CPI data, inflationary data for the US increasing, which could, or is most likely to force the FOMC into further action in terms of rates. Yesterday, last week, we went into a lot of details about the FOMC rates decision. We're looking at possibly in May, a 50 basis point increase, subsequent meetings to have more 50 basis point increase as well from the FOMC. So if it does come out at a 1.2, or even maybe, I would say maybe even a 1.3 or 1.4 for CPI from the US, we are likely to see the FOMC take on more action in terms of the rates decision. On Wednesday morning, 10 a.m., we do have the RBNZ with their cash rates, their interest rate decision. It was a 1%. They're expected to increase by towards a 1.25%, so a 25 basis point increase. So, anticipation here is the increase in rates. If they do increase rates from the RBNZ, then we're likely to see some strengthening from the New Zealand dollar, but not so straightforward at this point because you want to pay attention to the rate statement coming from the RBNZ. I think that they might indicate a 25 basis point, or as the news says here, maybe even a 50 basis points, but they might actually indicate that they'll raise rates now and hold off for a medium period of time. So if they do that, right, they increase rates but indicate that they might not look at further rate increases too quickly, then we might actually see the New Zealand dollar spike up before turning back down again. So pay a bit of attention to this news on Wednesday morning. If we're entering any trades now, then make sure for the, especially for the New Zealand dollar and the Aussie dollar, you know, look to get out before this news on Wednesday morning. On Wednesday afternoon, we do have the pound CPI number year on year looking to increase from a 6.2 to a 6.7% again. So it looked like a, you know, inflation climbing for the UK. I'll tell you more about the pound dollar when we talked about it on Wednesday morning, but we're looking at possibly some pound strength to be applied. And then the CAD rates looking to go from a 0.5 to 1%, a 50 basis point increase. We spoke about that on Friday already, but Traders Club members will go into more details about all this news on Tuesday night and also on Thursday night. On Thursday morning, we do have the Aussie unemployment rate looking to drop from a 4% to a 3.9. We might even see a 3.8% here for unemployment rates dropping for the Aussie, and employment change looking at a slight improvement here at about 30K number. I think that we might see it breach that 30K number slightly as well. With that, Thursday evening, we do have the rates from the ECB press conference, and also the US retail sales number. This will be perfect at 8:30, where we'll be going through that together with our Traders Club members. We can do that live as the news is being released. And then on Friday, this will be a short week for everyone, because on Friday we do have Good Friday, and on Monday we will have the Easter Monday break from the banks. So expect that we're going to see the volatility happen from now, from Monday all the way to Thursday, and then we're going to see markets be in consolidation, be very quiet through Friday and on Monday. So be a bit careful with your trades. Be aware that we're going to see that quiet period happen on Friday through to Monday. So look to get out of the trades before market session ends on Thursday evening. With that said, looking at the dollar index here, dollar index on H4 time frame, the last time we spoke about it, it was sitting at that 99.50 level, or saying that it will consolidate, bounce around before going up to test the 100 level. What actually happened was, you can see here, it test 100, broke above, and came straight back down towards that 99.50. Now looking like it's going to move back up towards 100 level again. I think that what we're likely to see here for the dollar index is that we're going to see it climb from today and tomorrow, climb towards that 100 level, but sit there. I don't think it's going to break above 100 or significantly above 100. I think it will sit across at this 100 level, consolidate at this point, because it is a very high level right now. If I go into the weekly time frame, just to show you, the last time we broke above this 100 level was in 2020 during the pandemic. So that was that big spike up. We saw that and then came back down again. But in normal situations, what happened was in 2016, where we saw the dollar break above that 100 level again, all the way to 103 before coming back in again. So 103 is the next big level that we have seen it react towards as the candle closes at about that 103 dot, well, even a 103 round number was where it spiked, hit, tried to break above but failed before turning back down again. So because of this, I think that we're going to see the dollar sit at this 100 level quite significantly, for as a significant level. possibly failing to break above, but if it does break, we're going to see 101 and 102, all the round numbers there. But I think that we're going to have require a big fundamental shift or some reasons to push it significantly above this 100 level. And at this point, not likely to see that happen until we see the FOMC really come out firm with their decision to push interest rates higher for the US. So with that said, looking at that small move for the dollar index towards that 100 level, maybe even slightly higher, but consolidating at this resistance. What this could mean is, looking at the dollar or the Aussie dollar here, we've seen that drop since the 5th of April. We've seen it hit that 0.7639 level and retraced all the way back down, corrected all the way back down. We've spoken about this correction quite significantly in our Traders Club sessions and also during our currency calls. Right now, Aussie at this 0.7439 level, what I'm anticipating is to see it track lower, is for the Aussie dollar to track lower towards that 0.74 level, right? See it move lower towards the 0.74 before deciding whether it's going to bounce up or crack lower. I think that with this downward trend, we're likely to see it move lower, and I'm looking for selling opportunities below 0.74. So what you should be looking for in terms of a trade idea is, especially with the dollar looking to get stronger, look to sell below 0.74. You would have a 30 pip stop loss, about almost a 90 pip take profit level towards that 0.73 support level. Zoom in there for you to have a look. So what you can be looking for is selling opportunities below 0.74, 30 pip stop loss, 90 pip take profit, a 1:3 risk reward ratio towards the downside for the Aussie dollar on the H4 time frame. But bear in mind that you would have to sit there and wait at this point. We have seen it test lower. I'm looking for it to break that support. So be patient there, wait for this trade to form, wait for it to develop, to test lower before jumping into that selling opportunity. With that, looking at the Kiwi actually forming up a lot nicer than the Aussie. It's already broken the 0.6842 level. It's already broken that level at this point. What you can be looking for here is a repeat of what happened on the 12th of March. You can see that on the 7th of March, it tracked lower, it broke lower towards 0.6800 and bounced back up. The next time it broke again, it tracked all the way towards 6739. So what I'll be looking for on the Kiwi dollar here, something a bit earlier than the Aussie dollar, will be to sell the Kiwi dollar down from this point. Right, from this point, you could keep your stop loss quite tight at about 30 pip. Take profit again towards that 80 pip level, towards that 6740 level. You're looking at a 1:2.5 risk reward ratio towards the downside for the Kiwi dollar on the H4 time frame. Because this has broken the 6843 level, I think this will be a more straightforward trade rather than the Aussie dollar still needs to move lower, still needs to move about that 45 pips towards the downside for it to break lower. So I think that you could be looking at the Kiwi dollar first as it tracks lower, as it broken that support level. Track it down, trade it towards that 68 level, decide whether you're looking to hold on to the trade or close out. And by then, if the Kiwi dollar has tracked towards 6800, then even the Aussie dollar might be a trade opportunity that would have broken that support for that next trade to trade down towards that 0.7300 level. So straightforward, quite a few trades here on the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar. I think it would be the Kiwi first, the Aussie second, but all this is dependent on how the dollar index is going to move towards that 100 level. I think that, this week, although it's a short week, we are seeing quite a few big impact news, CPI numbers coming from the UK, from the US. We are seeing the RBNZ with their rates decision. We are seeing the Aussie employment numbers being released. So I expect a bit of volatility. We are going to see price move quite significantly despite that short week. So with that said, make sure you trade well, trade safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for the euro dollar, the euro pound, and also the dollar index. Take care, trade safe. Bye-bye now.